Hello, boys. I'm telling about the remaining part of the lesson weavers, iron smelters, and factory owners. So, here we'll start the decline of Indian textile. The development of cotton industries in Britain affected textile producers in India in many ways. Number two, by the beginning of the 19th century, English made cotton textiles successfully ousted Indian goods from their traditional markets in Africa, America, and Europe. Number three, English and European companies stopped buying Indian goods. By the 1830s, British cotton cloth flooded Indian markets. Thousands of rural women who made a living by spinning cotton thread were rendered jobless. During the national movement, Mahatma Gandhi urged people to boycott imported textiles and use hand spun and hand woven cloth. Khadi became a symbol of nationalism in India. Weavers started working as agriculture laborers, mill workers, and started migration as wage earners. If you come to cotton mills come up, you will see number one in 1854, the first cotton mill in India was set up as a spinning mill in Bombay. Number two, by 1900, over 84 mills started operating in Bombay, but colonial government did not support the mill advancement by denying the import duty on British goods. The first measure spurred in the development of cotton factory production in India was during the First World War, when textile imports from Britain declined and Indian factories were called upon to produce cloth for military supplies. Here you can see figure 10, workers in a cotton factory, circa 1900, photographed by Rajadeen. Most workers in the spinning departments were women, while workers in the weaving departments were mostly men. Now we will come to the sword of great Tipu Sultan and wood's steel. The sword of Tipu Sultan. Number one, the quality of the sword came from a special type of high carbon steel called woods, which was produced all over South India. Indian woods steel making fascinated European scientists. The woods steel making process, which was widely known in South India, was completely lost by the mid 19th century. The swords and armor making industry died with the conquest of India by the British, and imports of iron and steel from England displaced the iron and steel produced by craftspersons in India. If we talk about the abundant furnaces in villages, production of wood steels, high carbon steel was highly specialized technique of refining iron. Number two, by the late 19th century, the crafts of iron smelting was in decline because of the forest protection laws imposed by British, which made the recovery of iron ore costly. Number three, many people gave up their craft and looked for other means of livelihood. Number four is by the early 20th century, the artisans producing iron and steel faced new competitions. Here you can see viewers in this picture, iron smelters of Palamo, Bihar. Now we come to the iron steel factories. In 1904, Charles Weld, an American geologist, and Dorabji Tata, the eldest son of Jamsetji Tata, set up a modern iron and steel plant in India. Iron smelters agarias helped them finding the iron ore deposits at Rajhara Hills, Chhattisgarh. The Tata Iron and Steel Company, which you call it Tisco, named up in 1912 and began producing steel. After 2 years of Tisco, in 1914, the First World War broke out, so imports of British steel into India declined, and the Indian Railways turned to Tisco for supply of rails. Over time, Tisco became the biggest steel industry within the British Empire. You can see here the Tata Iron and Steel Factory on the banks of the river Subarnarekha in 1940. It was a picture of Tata Iron and Steel at the banks of the river Subarnarekha in 1940. So this chapter is finished. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the slot timings. Okay, so I will let you know about the questionnaire answers. Try to find out yourselves. Read this chapter at least twice, and according to that you will find some of this. Try to find the fill in the blanks. I will give you the link in Google Drive. You may find it. It will be a homework. Okay, so we will meet in next class with a new chapter. Okay, and I will give you the notes for it in the next class. Till then, bye bye. See you. Have a great day.